good. This is so exciting. Fellow Chicagoan right here, Amy Landecker.
I know. I heard. I was like, woo!
This is exciting. You are one of the voices of the Croods family tree, which is now streaming on Hulu. Talk a little bit about the character of Ugga. Let's talk a little bit about her and how you connect with this character.
Ugga is way cooler than me. I love playing her. She's salt of the earth. She's a great mom. She's a great wife. She keeps her family alive. And she's entering into this new world where, you know, these two families, the Bettermans, who people saw the films know, and this from the last Croods movie, we sort of pick up where that left off, and we've all moved in together. And, you know, it's a funny, you know, just kind of story about those two different parenting styles that kind of smash up against each other. And Hope, who's Ugga's foil, is very, you know, evolved and, you know, wants everyone to use a fork and knife. And Ugga is sort of advocating for remembering that you need to survive in the wild. And I just think she's a strong, funny, really extraordinary character. I feel really lucky to get to play her.
I do want to talk a little bit about the differences between Ugga and Hope, because I think so many people are going through that in real life. You know, she may be like a prehistoric Karen, you know, as much as you may try to call her, but I think that kind of shows people that people can still get along, that even though we do have our differences, you know, ultimately we can do that. And hopefully the show, you know, will show that.
Yeah, I think we're all aching for content that reminds us of our humanity, and that we have a lot more similarities than differences, because it feels right now, I mean, the world is very fractured and there's a lot of, you know, heat in discourse, and a show like this is a respite from that and a time to enjoy entertainment with your family and really get this message that, like, you know, we all have the same goals. We all love our kids. We all want to have a safe home. We all want to get along with our neighbors. And we all can, if we can keep a sense of humor and, you know, and kindness to each other. So I think it's the themes of this show are, you know, incredibly important right now. And I think it's a great example of compromise, you know, which I think we, you know, need to be reminded of.
Exactly. I already have a couple people I need to send this to remind them of compromise, that it is it is something we should all do. I do want to talk about the character of Eep, because this is such a great show, especially for young girls to be able to watch and to see that it's not just, you know, typical, you know, princesses that they see as a lead role, but someone who is, you know, active and creative and is, you know, standing up for herself. I mean, what's it like to be a part of a show where you have such a strong young female lead?
Yeah, I mean, not only Eep, but Gran too. It's generations of women who are strong. I mean, you know, they're actually saving the day a lot of the times in this show, which I think is really cool. Not something that you normally saw growing up. I didn't as a girl. I think Eep is like the perfect role model.
Yeah, you just mentioned voiceover work. I don't think we could say you were Chicagoan if we did not listen to your dad, John Records Landecker. Yeah. Oldies 104.3. I mean, I know my parents had it on the radio.
WLS. Let's say WLS is really the standard of John Landecker fans. I will say.
Yeah, well, we'll say WLS, you know, 104.3. I mean, there's so many different stations, especially,
He's
you know.
on WGN now. I don't know if you knew that, but he is on air at night at WGN.
And he, you know, has such an iconic voice here, especially in the Chicagoland area. Was he the one who got you into, or kind of swayed you into a voice acting career? Or, you know, what tips did he give you into entering this industry, especially knowing that your voice is such an important asset? And
I've always given him full credit. I don't think he was like pushing me to voiceover, but I knew that I grew up in studios. I grew up around microphones. I would read the weather for him on the air when I was a kid. And, you know, I would read commercial copy and then, you know, occasionally, or traffic and stuff. I mean, I got really into studios and audio and all that growing up. And I remember when I started in voiceover in Chicago, I was actually doing a play at a Red Orchid Theater, which is a small theater in the near North Side. And I did multiple voices in the play, and there was an agent in the audience. And she said, have you ever thought about doing voiceover? And I was like, no, I've always wanted to. My dad's a disc jockey. And I knew that my last name in Chicago was so associated with a microphone that I was basically riding his coattails into my voiceover career. But you know, a lot of people now only know me as an on-camera actor, and they go, "Oh, how great you're getting, you know, now you're doing voiceover work." And I was like, "Oh no, I started as a commercial voiceover in Chicago for a good decade, and it was an incredible job. I loved it. I love that city. I got to do plays at Steppenwolf and Goodman while I was doing, you know, voiceover during the day. It was such an incredible gift that I got to do that. But he knows I feel like he had a very big sort of by osmosis effect on my voiceover career for sure.
Now you did mention theater.
I got the pipes. I got the pipes from him.
But you did mention right there, Red Orchid, Goodman, Steppenwolf Theater. Any chance of we might see you on stage back here in Chicago sometime in the near future? Is that something you'd love to do?
I would love it. I would love it. I used to just fantasize of being one of those out of town actors that like Steppenwolf would bring in for the summer, and that you'd stay at like an apartment downtown. No, I definitely would love it. I've been lucky and oddly busy as an actress in LA, which really surprises me. But yeah, I could totally, I'd go back in a heartbeat for the right project at the right time. My kid just started college a little early, so I'm now sort of getting definitely more mobile. We're empty nesters here, so I would love that.